it going, everyone? I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein. This is Vehicle Virgins. Hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing automotive community. We got some fun stuff planned today. Let's go. Good morning, kids. They grow up so fast. Actually, they literally haven't changed at all since I got them. For those that want to see awesome pictures of cars and follow me behind the scenes to get a sneak peek at what's coming next, my Instagram is @VehicleVirgins. For those that missed it, I am doing a giveaway for 1 million subscribers, and that is an Xbox One S and Forza 7. All you have to do is be a pro member on my website, likegravity.com/pro. You get a ton of perks. Click the link in the description below to find out more. Now, before we take this for a drive and I show you some beauty shots, let's just take a moment to soak in how epic this car looks. Now, a normal 2012 Panamera, like I said, they don't really look that good. That's kind of a generous statement. They don't look good at all. But this, in person and hopefully in this video, looks absolutely epic. So it's a full Mansory kit. We got a front bumper, nice carbon lip there. It's all dry carbon instead of glossy carbon. Looks so much better. We've got these epic Mansory wheels, Mansory brakes, obviously some additives on the side as well. This massive dry carbon wing, a massive carbon rear diffuser with this center exhaust. It kind of reminds me of a Bugatti Veyron, to be honest. Mansory also does a Veyron kit that looks absolutely beyond absurd. The only thing that is questionable about this kit is the fact that they have these little exhausts on the side there. It's quad tip, but they're in such a strange fashion. Now, this is a fully stock Porsche interior. Mansory does do an interior kit, although I think Porsche did it just right themselves. Nobody has even sat in the rear seats. Look how mint this is. This is a 2012. Go in the M3 and get some white monster and some water because it's 105 degrees outside and I'm absolutely dying. But I am more than excited to hop behind the wheel of the 500 horsepower Panamera Turbo. All right, we are behind the wheel of the Mansory 970 Panamera Turbo. I will be honest, when the Panamera came out, I wasn't much of a fan. It seemed kind of against Porsche's DNA of lightweight, fun-to-drive sports cars. And the way it looked kind of like a sad, stretched, fat version of a 911. And more than that, it didn't have an engine in the rear like a 911, of course, in a sedan. But there's no denying, after they came out with the Cayenne, having the success of the SUV, that they needed to do something to compete in the sedan market. Every company nowadays, I mean, even Lamborghini is about to come out with an SUV. Bentley came out with an SUV. Rolls-Royce came out with an SUV. And it wouldn't surprise me, although, of course, Bentley and Rolls-Royce already have the sedans, that supercar manufacturers in the future will start making competitive sedans as well, just purely for sales numbers. But Porsche had to make the Panamera feel like a Porsche. Despite weighing 4,600 pounds, it corners incredibly flat, and the steering feel is truly unlike any other sedan in this category. It's tighter and more direct than something like a BMW M5 or a Mercedes E63. Wow! Oh, so under the hood is a 4.8 liter twin turbocharged V8 that makes 500 horsepower and 563 pound-feet of torque, which, trust me, is a lot. Porsche is always able to do more with less. Even though it weighs 4,600 pounds and even though it only has 500 horsepower, if you dare say only, it feels faster than that. It absolutely flies. Now, some of the numbers, 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds in a sedan. Yeah. We've got a 7-speed PDK transmission like Porsche uses in everything fast. Paddle response, we've got not paddles, more buttons mounted on the steering wheel. Now, they've changed that in the new generation of Panamera. I much prefer having paddles mounted behind the steering wheel instead of actually in the steering wheel itself. These buttons, though, you can upshift and downshift whether you're using the left paddle or the right paddle. You simply push forward to upshift and you pull back to downshift, which feels a little bit counterintuitive at first, but with that responsiveness, the PDK is absolutely the benchmark of 7-speed double clutch transmissions. Even in a sedan, this throttle response is supercar, Ferrari, Lamborghini quick. Let's talk about the interior. Obviously, quite a bit different than a 911 with two tiny little rear seats. You actually have a full-size back where you can sit in it comfortably. We've got two captain's chairs and a beautiful center console that extends all the way to the rear. Lovely wood trim. I love the way that looks against this brown leather. And then we have this brown tan Alcantara headliner throughout the entire vehicle as well. Now, in terms of performance upgrades, Mansory with the 970 kit does have the option of adding 190 horsepower to the Panamera Turbo with the use of bigger turbos and tuning. This car does not have that. It is stock, but it does have the Mansory brake. But it does have the ultra expensive Mansory big brake kit, which stops this car really quickly. One complaint I do have about the Panamera interior, and they have fixed this in the new one slightly, is the plethora of buttons in the center console here. Now, I'm sure after some practice, you will, of course, determine everything useful and everything not. Things that are useful, we've got a suspension setting button right here. We are in the stiffest PASM mode of Sport Plus. Now we've got Sport Plus mode activated for the transmission settings as well as the throttle response, which is important. There's traction control off. You can raise the car up and down. We have heated and cooled seats. Cooled seats, that's lovely on a day like today where it's 105 degrees out. We of course have the Sport Chrono package, which of course has a beautiful analog chronograph in the center dash area. That also means the car has launch control, which makes it capable with the PDK of 0 to 60 in that blisteringly quick 3.5 seconds. This car also has a full Mansory exhaust, which, intrudes into the cabin the perfect amount. Now, this still is pretty much a luxury sports car, but in that realm, it's the sportiest of all luxury sports cars. I know it's kind of a ridiculous terminology, but it truly does have the hardest suspension, the least amount of body roll, the best performance, the highest grip levels, the fastest track times of any of the sedans. Now, the Panamera Turbo, the new generation, was the fastest sedan ever around the Nürburgring, but the Giulia Quadrifoglio came in and actually beat it. Alfa came out of nowhere, producing a magnificent, both good-looking, good-sounding, and stupid fast car around the track and for daily drivability. But until then, the Panamera really was the king of the streets. Now, you can argue that the Panamera didn't look the best in stock form, but this, if you're looking for something exciting, something that stands out, this doesn't look like a 2012. It looks like a brand new 2018 car, especially with the LED headlights and taillights. But more than that, it's just wild. It's wild. I feel excited to drive this thing because of all the carbon fiber, because of all the ridiculous stuff going on. Let's turn the cooled seats on, shall we? Honest to God, these are the best cooled seats I've ever felt. I literally feel like I'm peeing myself right now, but no, that's not right. Pee is warm. They're really good. They're really good. If you're a bigger individual, these seats, they'll fit you plenty good. A lot of cars I've reviewed recently, if you're tall and bigger, they might not work for you, but the Panamera, absolutely. I'm sitting in the back of the Panamera right now, and I have plenty of head and legroom. I actually have more than enough legroom. It's pretty impressive. It is a comfortable place to be back here for passengers on a long road trip. We've got a automatic rear sunshade. Look at that, that's fancy. Seriously, I feel like it's a crime if you have paddle shifters and you have really fast gearbox response to actually drive a car in automatic mode, even if it does have it. Some more speed numbers, just to give you guys more of an idea of how damn fast this is. Quarter mile in 11.9 seconds. Now, what else does quarter mile in a similar time? Well, it's a little faster, but the new Porsche GT3 RS does the quarter mile in 11.5 seconds. So 4/10 in a car that is an absolute track-focused monster with no back seats, weighs a hell of a lot less, and really isn't a similar car to the Panamera whatsoever, minus the fact that it is a Porsche. That is crazy for a sedan. The visibility in this car is fantastic. You've got plenty of window visibility out of the side and the rear, even with that rear wing. Now, the rear wing is adjustable by clicking a button on the center console here. Out of the front, massive amount of visibility. You've got this brilliant hood bulge from the Mansory carbon hood. That bare, untreated matte carbon look. I think that's the new thing. With forged carbon and this untreated carbon, it looks so much better than having gloss carbon. I feel like that phase, along with matte black wraps, has kind of faded out. This color also in person, this pearlescent black, whew, it looks epic. Now, before we end the review of the Panamera, let's switch over to a point of view camera to show you what it's like to drive this thing from the driver's seat and hear that brilliant Mansory V8 exhaust. Let's hit it. I just got my first chance to really rip on the Panamera Turbo on Mulholland Highway, and oh my god, this has got to be, other than the new Panamera Turbo, the best handling sedan I've ever experienced. The brakes are out of this world, the turning, the responsiveness, how flat it corners, and just how quick you can go around turns in a 4,600 pound sedan is staggering. Honestly guys, I'm obsessed with this car. It drives so damn well. So lucky for you guys, for somebody watching looking for a new sedan, this car is currently for sale for $80,000. I've got the email in the description below. My friend Matt is selling this car, so you can email him if you are interested. But a 2012 Panamera Turbo with a $60,000 before install, just for the parts, wide body kit, plus this is only 30,000 miles on it. It's a pretty good deal. I drove the car the entire time in Sport Plus mode because, well, it's a sports car and I'd like to, yeah, I just called a Panamera a sports car because it truly is, even though it has 4 doors. But now I've put it in no sport whatsoever, fully comfort mode. The throttle response is slower, of course, but the car rides softly, it's quiet, it's easy to drive, it's not intimidating. You can really do it all in this car, and with the rear hatch, the way it opens, there's a lot of space in the back as well. This is, yeah, it definitely has a little bit too much going on here. There's Matt in the Secure Orange M3 with those beautiful HRE wheels. I love that car. Another part of why this Panamera Turbo handles so well is that it has aftermarket wheels with 315 millimeter tires in the rear. Yeah, that's more than most supercars have. That LA skyline though, can't really see it. That was a total fail of a shot. I have to give it back now. No. After another fantastic day, reminder guys, October 28th, AKA this Saturday, I will be at Cecil County Dragway with all of your favorite automotive YouTubers. Alejandro, Mike, StreetSpeed717, and a ton of others. I don't want to name any others because I know that I'm going to forget one of them and then I'm going to get an angry text about how I don't love them, but I do love you. I do love you. There's going to be a ton of awesome people coming. It would be an awesome opportunity to meet all of you fans, and there's going to be a bunch of dope merch from all of us for sale at the event. If you don't have a 5 Things I Hate About the Prius shirt yet, what are you doing with your life? Get it, link in the description below. The Panamera Turbo was absolutely ridiculous. The Mansory kit made it look 10 times cooler, actually infinitely times cooler, because the normal Panamera, the previous Gen 1, just, ugh, it doesn't look good at all. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.